From the rising of the sun to its going down, the Lord's name is to be praised. Let us open our hearts to his presence and listen for his voice in the stillness of this evening hour. Our evening sacrifice, the desire of ages. Chapter 25, the call by the sea, February 1st. Jesus calls us from the worship of the vain world's golden store, from each idol that would keep us saying, Christian, love me more. This chapter is based on Matthew 4, verse 18 to 22, Mark 1, verse 16 to 20, and Luke 5, verse 1 to 11. And great multitudes came unto him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet, and he healed them. Matthew 15, verse 30. Every moment added to the multitude upon the shore, aged men leaning upon their staffs, hardy peasants from the hills, fishermen from their toil on the lake, merchants and rabbis, the rich and the learned, old and young, bringing their sick and suffering ones, pressed to hear the words of the divine teacher. To such scenes as this the prophets had looked forward, and they wrote, the land of Zebulon and the land of Naphtali, toward the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people which sat in darkness saw a great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, to them did light spring up. Beside the throng on the shores of Gennesaret, Jesus is in his sermon by the sea had other audiences before his mind. Looking down the ages, he saw his faithful ones in prison and judgment hall, in temptation and loneliness and affliction. Every scene of joy and conflict and perplexity was open before him. In the words spoken to those gathered about him, he was speaking also to these other souls, the very words that would come to them as a message of hope in trial, of comfort in sorrow, and heavenly light in darkness. Through the Holy Spirit, that voice which was speaking from the fisherman's boat on the Sea of Galilee would be heard, speaking peace to human hearts to the close of time. The discourse ended. Jesus turned to Peter and bade him launch out into the sea and let down his net for a draught. But Peter was disheartened. All night he had taken nothing. During the lonely hours he had thought of the fate of John the Baptist, who was languishing alone in his dungeon. He had thought of the prospect before Jesus and his followers, of the ill success of the mission to Judea, and the malice of the priests and rabbis. Even his own occupation had failed him, and as he watched by the empty nets, the future had seemed dark with discouragement. Master, he said, we have toiled all the night and have taken nothing. Nevertheless, at thy word, I will let down the net. This passage was taken from The Desire of Ages, page 245, Pacific Press Publishing Association, copyright 2005, or Evening Sacrifice, February 1st. I encourage you to connect with God and receive strength to overcome obstacles each day. Thank you for listening. Please join us tomorrow as we offer up our evening sacrifice.